Hey everybody, Sandy here, AK Montoli, and we're back for round 4 of our Vintage League. We're playing Mono Green Bazaar today. And we're going to keep this. I almost powdered that. You can tell I've done some powdering in my time if I reach for that automatically. Not when the die roll here. Gonna do it now. Take a vine. And there you have it. A little bit sloppy with a double powder in hand, but I think that's okay. Could have considered Yavimaya there to be able to get a creature on the table here for Hogak at some point, but we still have a couple more that we can draw off the top. This Doomsday? Oh, Pithing Needle. Okay, very nice. Main deck Needle. Did not expect that. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Gonna put the root wall in hand, or into play here. Get some level of beatdowns going. If we can find a Gaia's Cradle or Cradle of Yavimaya, we can start doing that. But I think there's a possibility I discard the Benjamin yesterday next turn outright, but we'll see. So let's just run into a Tinker here. Okay. So this one's already feeling very lost. I mean, what can I say? We were on the draw. My opponent had an opening Pithing Needle in their hand. Like, that's about as bad as it gets. I mean, that's really, really hard for me to be able to beat. I'm going to take their Academy here. If they play a Urza Saga, there's a possibility that we can draw Force of Vigor to be able to protect against that. And I will play my Bazaar next turn if I don't find another land. Okay, so this is going to be a Tinker. So I haven't run into a ton of combo playing this deck, but I feel like we have a reasonable match. Let's see what they've got here. Just going to Sphinx of the Steel Wind here. I mean, they're high enough up that they can just go right into a Citadel. Citadel's a little bit more risky, though. Okay, well. Doesn't really matter. I've got a couple turns to figure this out. If I can find a Boseiju off the top, I do run 2 in my main deck. Previously I had 3, but I've got 2 in the main for exactly this reason. And, you know, the truth is that we maybe have a chance here. Okay, they got that. All right. Well, we have these tools in our deck for a reason. I can chump block the token here with my Root Walla, and I guess Once Upon a Time next turn. Collector's strong. And like, well, I go down to 8 here. I chump. I'm probably going to have to chump this next turn. So I'm not in good shape here, but there is a world where this could work. Feed our Hogak potentially. It's the wrong color root walla. Well, let's see what we can find, guys. Yeah, they're forcing here, and that makes sense. Dark fading. Okay. Definitely won't besiege you here. I could see us wanting a couple traps. Don't feel like these are really where I want to be. All right. Let's try this out. Not really much to board there. I bought in an extra Beseiju. I mean, there's a world maybe where I want a Deathrite Shaman and play. Like, maybe Deathrite's just better than Hexdrinker. We can do that game 3 if we get there. Yeah. I like this hand. We've got to force the Vigor up. Potentially. Hopefully they don't have a Tabernacle here, but we got to get our offense going. And I do like the Cradle. I also like the Beseiju too, though. That was not really a good Bazaar showing there. But if they get into the Sphinx here quick, like we do have the setup to be able to combat that. Okay, they had the tab. It's pretty good for them. Feels a bit bad, guys, but that's the world we live in. Tabernacle is nowhere near as confluent as it was at one point in time. I don't want to give them a mana that taps the Tabernacle here. This is one of the things I always have hated about Yavimaya Cradle of Growth, is that, especially when I was testing it earlier on, Tabernacle was so confluent everywhere. And giving your opponent a mana that they can tap with their Tabernacle is just insanely good. Yeah. See what we can find here, guys. Yeah, I hate to do it. It makes me sick to my stomach. It just is what it is. Just gonna nuke the Tabernacle now because I know I'm playing the Yavimaya. I'm gonna play it now. No reason not to play around days here. Yeah, we're in a bit of bad shape. I acknowledge that, but you know, giving them mana for this, that when I know I'm going to wasteland it, is kind of a silly thing. Yeah. Remove my yard. They're doing that mostly so they can draw a card, not because they're worried about my yard. Once again, very low impact card there. Like, they're playing that as graveyard hate, and sure, they got to draw a card off it, so it's not terrible that way, but and I don't anticipate this Mindbreak Trap to be amazing, but I am hitting them for 5 a turn here as I currently stand. Probably going to discard it at some point, but We've got 2 other answers in our deck to Sphinx of the Steel Wind if they're able to go and get it here. And despite that's pretty low chance out of 45 cards to find that 2 cards, but that's it. That's why we run them, is to be able to find them when we get into a pinch. And my opponent's got 7 cards in hand right now. Yeah, so this is one of the things that scared me here was Urza Saga. Let's go and get an Ancestral here, yeah. I cannot stop it with Mindbreak Trap. Yeah, I feel like we kind of just been overpowered here. We had a really nice start, or a decent start anyways, in game 2 here, but we got caught with a turn 1 Tabernacle. Very easily could have played around it, but very low impact to do so, just to play something like a Cradle and Pass, or a Wasteland and Pass, not where you want to be. I have always been of the mind that you have to make your opponent have it, and despite there have been times in my tenure playing Bazaar that I have specifically Hollowline played around Tabernacle, it's rare I do it. For all of those out there who are wondering my mindset with reference to going for it or not, that is my outlook. Okay, they are going to play into my trap here. Maybe that, oh, I should have Bazaar'd there. Maybe that was bait, I don't know. Let's spin now. Better late than never, I guess. I am going, like, my opponent's going to be able to, it's 1, 2, 3. Do I pump this here now? They've got a Mana Crypt. You know what? I'm just going to do it, guys. Like, even if I have to sit back, I think getting through the damage here is just worth it. They've got an active Mana Crypt right now, and it's not lost on me that, I'm not going to be able to attack after next turn probably, but like they can get a 3/3 in here, but it can't really reliably block my Hollow one. But of course I am tapped out to boot, so we'll see what that means. I'm going to do this now in case there's a draw collector roof. All right, well, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3. If they want to take 4, I think that's okay. I'm going to attack with both. They just want to get their guys bigger than mine so I can't attack them anymore. I think that's okay. Yep. 2 flips I've got them on. Let's see if this resolves. It's pretty damn powerful if it does. Yeah. Just tinker. Tinker's probably a win for them here. I'm going to be very hard pressed. I'm going to have to find a Beseiju very quickly because they're going to be able to get rid of their Mana Crypt here. Yeah. So let's get them down to 2 here. There's a chance I can, well, I can't really win if they get a Tinker, but I need to find a Beseiju. Like if I rip a Beseiju off the top, I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm going to win with all likelihood, but it's going to be hard to do. Well, I kind of found myself in this game where I didn't really think I had much of a chance, but oh, interesting. My opponents put themselves on a crypt flip. I don't agree with that. Okay. Let us find Besaju or Wasteland. Cannot attack. Let's see if we can win a Crypt Flip here. We got a 50% chance to win here. Yes! That one felt great because I feel like I had no chance there. I felt like my opponent, that was their game to win. I think last turn, if they had have untapped and floated a mana off their Urza Saga, tapped the other 2 mana, tinkered away their mana crypt, and went and got a Sphinx of the Steel Wind, they were going to win. I mean, I don't know what was in their hand, but maybe Deathright's worth playing here over the Hexdrinker. I don't know. I mean, that was an excellent win for us. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that one, but I felt like we had almost no chance. I mean, this one's pretty shaky. I guess if we get needled on turn 1, but it's okay. We can play a Besaju, and then we can into Strip Mine and cast a Noof. Could be good. Saga, okay. Time Walk bothers me a little bit, but I think it's time to get going, right? Like, do I Strip Mine here? It's my better judgment. I am going to Strip Mine. And the reason being is that they likely have a Mox and something else in their hand here. They could also Time Walk, and then they can find themselves into a Pithing Needle on my Bazaar. And I think that that is one of the ways that I'm going to lose this game. I mean, there's a number of ways that it can go wrong on either side of things, but what? How peculiar. I'm doing it this time. Now my opponent, I maybe should have played the Mox out first. But they don't have an answer. They have a Tabernacle on hand for sure. You do not keep an Urza Saga pass hand. So this is like they have to force of will this. All right. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe they're sandbagging stuff, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe they're protecting. Yeah, so there's the tab, as we telegraphed. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now I can pay for the tabby. I mean, I could wasteland it, but I can, because I can pay for it here and they're not pressuring me in any capacity, the wasteland is much likely better served hitting something like an Urza Saga. Anyways, guys, I am very pleased with that actual particular match. I did not feel favored there in game 2. We somehow pulled off what felt like a small miracle and were able to just essentially crush them in game 2. And once again, like trying to get this deck with hate is very, very difficult to do. And, you know, we were able to circumvent the Tabernacle to some extent with our best creature out of the 2 Root Walls and the Vengevine. You know, it allowed us to pressure with 8 damage, get a Gaea's Cradle onto the table, and, you know, We had a Mindbreak Trap. We had a Boseiju to deal with anything that they were going to do, and a Wasteland. Really, we had all the tools there. So this particular match felt really good. So that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and feel free to leave any comments. And we are going to see you for a trophy match.